Hello. This is Midnight Media Reviews. Today we're doing the 2008 film Martyrs by Pascal Logie. You want to start us off with the synopsis, Jack?
It's a story of a young woman who discovers that she's special and that she's very valuable to the world in a very specific way that is bad. And some people work really, really hard to show her that she's special. And, you know...
No expense spared.
None. A lot of first-class treatment.
Yeah.
To get us, you know, over that hump. This movie was, what year was this made?
2008.
2008. And then they did an American remake in 2016, which
15.
It was 16 on the website. This was wrong.
Well, it doesn't. Wait, it was 15 on the internet when I looked. It doesn't matter because we don't care about that.
Yeah, none of us watched that. Don't care because it probably sucked.
So we probably should have done it on this show.
Oh, hey, actually, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, no, this is a horrific story, horror movie, kind of thriller, psychological thriller. How would you say it?
I would say psychological horror film.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a good time.
There's different ways to interpret it. Yeah, for sure. One of them, it's a lot of gory, brutal stuff.
Was there a lot of gore?
Look at this.
Well, that's just a picture.
Yeah, no, I love this movie, but I also hate it because it's definitely the most disturbing film I've ever seen, and that's for, in my opinion, existential reasons. I just think this movie poses some really intense questions, and it almost makes you like. I know the purpose of the film is to make you dislike, these old people who are.
They just want answers.
Right, who want answers, but at the same time, it's like from the human perspective, you can understand why they want answers. You know what I mean? So it almost
sort of an ends justify the means type deal.
It almost seems like the movie's like not trying to put it across like these are good people, but like this is human like fallibility. You know what I mean? That they
Well, it seemed very religious, to them, like.
Well,
which it kind of is, right?
Not religious, but it was like they were searching for like beyond death, like what happens, and they would do anything to get there.
So why don't they do it themselves?
Because they didn't want to feel pain.
No, because only certain people can do it. They also found it works
best with young women.
Mm-hmm.
Curious how they found that out. No, but it is quasi-religious, right? Because they trying to not completely spoil.
The director spoke to that, I believe.
Yeah. But like when they show the images of the other people who they're trapped in that pose
leukemia victims, excruciating pain.
But they were like throughout history, right, from different things.
Yeah, but they weren't from religious events.
No, but they were like presenting it in a way of like, these people had been. Like,
I think the word martyrs maybe just has religious connotations.
She's on a cross.
Well, there you go.
She's crucified.
But also, the director spoke to it being very Catholic influenced.
I think
he's not making it up.
I think it's.
I didn't say he was. I'm just.
I think you implied he's making
like an analogy to being crucified is like getting this martyrdom thing.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I think what I'm just
ultimate suffering. The idea of ultimate suffering.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I don't think there was any in the movie. There was any connection to religion.
No. Well, yeah.
Like
just kind of the way
it's
that
sort of in a meta sense.
The group,
from outside.
The way that the group of people who conduct these things spoke about it with like reverence and that was like a,
But we're skipping the first half of the movie here.
I think it's important before we go too far to say I actually own this film, and on YouTube.
You bought the movie on YouTube.
Still supported the creators.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's $2 extra. Maybe I want to watch it again. Anyway, and the comments were great. This movie has no meaning. It's just torture porn. It's disgusting.
They're not wrong.
You don't get it. It's an examination of what trauma does to the mind displayed in physical form. Then a few hours later, I take that back. WTF is the point of the second half of this movie.
Yeah, no, I highly disagree.
Yeah, no, I disagree as well.
Yeah. No,
I think that that's a very surface level take.
Yeah. I remember reading an interview with this director where he said on some level he regrets making the film because he added so much darkness to the world. And I always think that's funny because on some level, like, it's kind of an amazing script because it's like the characters are so well done and all the instances are so well thought out, but it's so bleak. Everything is so bleak. There's not an ounce of sunshine in this entire movie.
It started off pretty sunny. Well,
With a beaten young child running away from a broken
or
down
the family
warehouse.
murder.
prior to the murder, but after the beating of the child,
After the child beating, but prior to the family
there was a
killing.
solid
Yes.
7.5 minutes.
Where she was in an orphanage.
No, not that part. With the nice family.
Oh, who were torturing a woman in their basement.
We
Yeah.
don't.
But you didn't know about that.
Oh, spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, I was waiting to get into spoilers until
guess we're
after we
gonna-
talked about how Pascal Leger said, what did he say? That he wanted to make people feel physical pain with this film or something along those lines. And he was also suicidal throughout the writing and directing.
That's why
and
he
then
partially regrets it.
the special effects director actually also did City of Lost Children.
No shit.
Yeah. And he killed himself before this film came out.
Wow.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty
wily
cool.
French. You know, always up to something.
But yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. This movie is, it feels like one of those like classic Hollywood movies in the sense that it has like a legend behind it. You know what I mean? Like, what's that Steven Spielberg movie with Poltergeist? You know, they're like the legend of the skeletons and like this feels like it's that kind of movie, just way obviously darker.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to tie the effects director's suicide necessarily to the film, though. That seems... what's the word where you're not very nice?
I mean, did it happen on set? It didn't happen on set, right?
No, I believe it was after everything was filmed.
Like
Gotcha,
just finished the
gotcha.
job and then at some point before the
It was
movie
before
came
the
out.
film was released.
No, you just made me think of that other movie. I believe it was Tales
Saving
from
Private Ryan.
No, it was some early like
The Dark Knight.
Tales from the Other Side or something from the 90s where there was like a big
Crow.
helicopter crash that killed someone on
The
set.
Matrix.
No.
There was a helicopter crash.
No, it was a real helicopter. They were doing a stunt and it crashed into the set and murdered people.
Leonard Skinner.
I kind of remember maybe
That
what
was a
you're
plane
talking
movie.
about.
Yeah.
But then again, I always say that and sometimes I have no idea.
You could even say the special effects designer's name if you want.
Where's that at?
Benoit
Lestan? Is that
Lestang.
I don't know how to do
pronounce that
A-N-G in French.
Yeah, exactly. Neither do I.
Anyways,
Anyways,
All right, so I must profess though, the transition between the first half of the movie to the second half kind of confused me, which when we were watching it, I played
Yeah.
it. I was because it's like
it was at approximately 58 minutes. I wrote, I was not expecting that.
yeah. Well, and it's not like I didn't understand what happened. It was just like, oh shit. Like I had to, my bad. I had to like double take and be like,
Good, he doesn't even edit them out anymore.
what just happened here? So there's like a abrupt shift in storyline kind of.
Yes.
It all makes sense and it's good, but it's I had to like go back and be like, what?
well, that felt like the point of the movie to me was that it's a hard left turn, like
Yeah.
halfway through. Or maybe even a little more than halfway through. It's a hard left
more
turn.
than
2/3.
Yeah, into a
Listen,
different movie.
The film's like hour and 38 minutes, I think. And that was just about an hour and that happens.
Because the first two acts are Lucy basically dealing with her trauma, not getting believed, and then there's this like psychotic paranormal entity that's chasing her, and it's a totally different kind of movie, you know?
And that was all just she was insane.
It reminds me of being friends with you when you were a teenager. Just like that kind of friend where it's like, yeah, no, I believe you, buddy. Yeah, it's all right. We'll get through this.
Yep, they had you in the box. Yeah, we heard the story, pal.
Yes, I understand. It's someone else hurting you. I get it.
Yeah. He helped me through quite a few family massacres. It was a fun time.
Might as well have.
But no, I was gonna say one of my favorite part of that whole like section with Lucy is when they finally show the entity close up, and it's not blunt. They don't just say it, but you could tell by the person's face that it's the woman that was captured that she
failed to
guilt
save.
about not saving. And this is the entity that's been chasing her.
That she failed to save when she was like 10.
Yeah, but still, survivor's guilt.
I
you know?
understand.
And then that
completely.
perfectly like leads into the third act. So it felt like this puzzle that was really well designed, in my opinion.
Spoilers?
Yeah, let's do spoilers. But
I
also,
think we just already did spoilers, but
a little bit. Jack, you said you needed to process this movie.
yeah. Well, as you said, it's like almost 3 different movies. First, you're like, it's gonna be a like mental hospital movie, you know, when she's after she kills the family, and then it's like, nope, now it's a horror film because there's like an active kind of monster being, whatever, chasing them, and then you get to the last act, which is like Saw, but like,
It was way darker than
but
Saw.
like darker,
Yeah.
Like that's actually, someone could make a solid argument Saw is gore porn. I
Yeah.
feel like it's
This was not
see what
gore
you're
porn.
saying.
this
Yes.
has a deeper
I
meaning
completely agree
behind
with
what
that.
they're doing, you know.
One of the most messed up parts of the entire movie was when the blonde girl goes down to feed her and she grabs her hand and she's like, it's okay, Sarah, you're
God,
almost
God.
done.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Name wasn't Sarah, but yeah.
the human empathy was just like, oh my God, like how do you, as the kidnapper, how do you have that empathy, but then also able to shut it off to just be this monster?
Because they believe in what they're doing.
Well, and the way they portrayed the physical cruelty, like if she spat the food back up, they would trigger warnings all around. They would just beat the crap out of her and force feed her.
A little late for the content warnings.
But like, and like, I don't know, the French have a particular way of displaying beating women that just was very shocking. I don't know. You don't usually see that. Maybe they're the only ones who portray it, but like, they were just really like.
Also,
I feel like we see that in a lot of films.
to say that this movie
Seemed like
was,
he was really hitting her.
oh, it was really well done. But
Well,
this-
I did wonder, it was excellent acting, but there comes a point where you're the woman in these scenes, you're like, how much is acting? Like, that it looks like it would have been horrible to film.
Yeah.
I was like, Josh, is this part almost over?
Well, that's the point. They like force it to go on so long to like make you uncomfortable. But also, I don't understand how you could call this movie like torture porn at that point, because he's literally just beating her with his fists. He's not like forcing her to, you know, eat her own feces or like cutting her face or ripping
First
her
things
apart.
Josh thinks, eh?
Pol Pot level stuff.
No, I'm saying like in Saw, the dude cuts off his own arm. You know, he gets.
I don't remember any poop eating though.
Well, I was thinking a human centipede, but
Okay, yeah.
there's none of that. You know, the only gory thing that happens, spoilers, is at the end when she gets flayed alive.
Well,
I would say, so the woman that escapes from the basement.
Hold on, I just gotta say you did your classic Jayson. We get like 3 of those per episode.
it's pretty gory in the
Because
beginning.
that's the sound I make when I disagree with you, and I do it a lot.
We get the gore in the beginning
The woman-
with
so
the
the-
shotgun.
Yeah, which was dope.
Very cool
Yeah,
scene.
it was a cool start.
And you don't know anything then, so you're like,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't like, no, I was like, damn, that happened.
All right, woman at the beginning.
The woman, no, not the woman at the beginning. The woman that's in the basement after the shotgun and everything, all of that. She has the metal.
yeah.
So that was kind of gory coming out there.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, she took like a machete or a large knife and was like trying
kitchen
to
knife, yeah.
flay herself.
She was trying to get the bugs off.
Yes, she's trying to get the
Wait,
cockroaches
can you
off.
explain that part to me a little more? Who was the lady with the
One of their
guard,
people
just
they were
another
trying
one
to
they were-
murder.
They were
Yeah.
trying to murder her, but
Just
she
a rando.
would have visions of being covered in bugs.
Okay.
Remember they said that it's not hard to break someone, and the women would slowly go insane, and they'd either see things haunting them or like creatures or whatever.
Yeah.
She saw bugs.
Okay.
She had to get
That
them
was
off.
freaky. That was like a Warhammer 40,000 villain. When she had like the head thing on, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And the part where they bring her upstairs, and then she's like, "I can't help you." Like she's just so destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments like that where they go past like, okay, this is gory horror movie stuff, and like they just like hit your human empathy button,
Well,
you know?
that's the thing is they're not just going for the gore porn like trying to just
Exactly.
shock you, They're actually
trying to
saying
disturb
something
you.
with it. Yes, disturb you. I like that. I like that.
And they successfully did it. I just want to say I feel really bad, and I'm gonna shoot my mother an apology out there if she's watching
I'm gonna
this.
shoot my mother.
Because
He really took this film to heart.
the first time I watched this movie, I was watching in the living room. My mom came in and she was like, "Oh, what you doing?" I was like, "I'm watching a movie." She's like, "Can I watch with you?" And I was like, "Sure." She sat through the whole thing with me, and then quietly
That
got up and
poor
went
woman.
to bed. She's never forgiven me for it.
That was
And she locked her bedroom door behind her. Like, what have I created? And
Yeah.
wrought onto this earth.
I'm sorry, Mom. Yeah, do you guys want to do the American remake?
Yeah.
I do kind of want to see
Kinda.
it,
I don't really want to pay for the American.
but I
remake,
never heard of that either. So it must have not been.
Okay, how much you want to bet that in the American remake, she like
escapes at the end.
defeats the bad guy
Yes.
and then gets out and runs away? Oh, I would like bet money on that.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the French version.
That would defeat the entire purpose
Oh, she gets away.
of the film.
Yeah.
But the whole ending would have to change if she were to escape somehow.
Yeah, no, it ruined the movie.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense.
I love the old woman at the very end when she's like, keep
yeah.
wondering.
That was so good, except for I don't
Yes, I liked that.
know. She should have angled her handgun up a little more to make sure she hit the brainstem. Well, just
This week on Suicide
well,
Etiquette.
the way that she was doing it, any deviation to the left or right could have left her like. I'm just saying.
She was old. She
Do
was
your
gonna die.
research. Before you kill, don't
Before
kill.
your theatrical suicide, do a.
Yes, theatrical.
Before you kill
No, she
yourself,
waited.
reach
She
out.
wanted to get her line out before she did it.
She did. Oh, yes, it was theatrical in that
Chat.
way.
Before you kill yourself, reach out so we could show you how.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to avoid saying something like that because that's horrible, but yes.
Why
I noticed-
Why did she have that change of heart though at the end?
Because she
she
heard
heard.
what was beyond the veil.
What? But did they? What did they say? What it was?
No.
Right.
Yeah. They never say.
It's just something.
My interpretation of the ending is that she discovers that either there's nothing beyond the veil.
Or that what they're
was
doing
easy
is
enough for me to
incredibly evil, and they're all gonna burn in hell for it.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, no. If it,
Wait,
if it
no,
was
she wouldn't want
incredibly
to
evil,
hasten
she
her
wouldn't
journey
want to.
towards
Yeah.
it.
Maybe.
So there's like a couple ways that you could take the ending.
Yeah.
Either she finds out there's nothing, and then she's like, well, then what's the point of even being alive anymore? And then pops herself and goes.
What? I think the fact that there's nothing after life makes me want to continue doing life a lot more.
But she would also have to conclude there was
there's no
nothing
point.
after this, and I just wasted this lifetime doing this to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or she was trying to be, kind of a not a nice person, and she was like, "Screw you guys."
I know, I'm on
yeah,
my way.
Yeah, exactly.
She was so selfish and greedy. She's like, I revel in being
her
the
own
only
people,
person
yeah.
who knows. Yeah. Because it's kind of like being a god. If you know the afterlife, no one else does, or you're the,
Well, wouldn't that be
conduit
like
to the afterlife.
every
Priest.
Did you say
religious
condiment?
conduit?
Oh. You're condiment
You're like
to the afterlife.
ketchup and mustard in the afterlife, baby.
Little relish.
You relish the afterlife.
So I noticed, I think it was still in the first half, that they all had these neat red tie-dye shirts on.
What?
Well, it took me a few minutes to realize that they were white when the film started. And that they almost tie-dyed shirts with fake blood, and they looked pretty cool. Little nitpick I have to talk about. They actually used empty shell sounds when they were supposed to, but then they ruined it by playing the same empty shell sound when the shells fell on a bed and a carpet. And that bothers me.
Empty shotgun shells are one of like Hollywood's 5 favorite sounds to inappropriately use most of the time.
Well, yeah, because we saw the same thing in Evil Dead Rise.
It's like shotgun shells dropping, loon calls,
Yes.
and there's a couple others that are
The creaky door.
creaky door. Yeah.
I had a question for both of you guys though. So when the movie starts and you're with this family or whatever at that scene, and then all of a sudden she comes in with a shotgun and blows everybody away, like, how did you guys react?
So I actually wrote my reaction down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was 4 words. Fun start to violence.
Okay.
That was my reaction. I was like, hey, that was neat.
I thought it was gonna go in the. Did you ever watch any of those 90s Japanese films where the good guys are terrorists? Basically, they're very odd movies.
Good guys are terrorists.
They like blow up buildings in weird ways.
How are they the good guys then?
What? So you can have you ever heard
like,
of Ireland?
Yeah.
The IRA are not the good guys.
Excuse me, lad. No, I thought it was gonna be like one of those movies where like we're following this crazy chick as she just like blasts their way through family homes.
Like
and,
a revenge.
yeah.
I also.
And I was like, oh, what the hell is this movie gonna be?
Did you think she was crazy though?
I figured she had a reason just based on the fact that
when they show the mom and she's like crying.
Oh,
and,
it's brutal.
Barely like they're trying to help her out the door.
I did wonder if it was a case of mistaken identity until.
That's what I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did wonder that.
Yeah, and my second question was, what was your feelings like when this movie took that left hard turn, into Cuckoo Land at the very end, like the third act, when they tie her into the basement? Like, when I first watched it, my first encounter with this movie was visceral. I remember feeling like the pit in your stomach, like if you go down a roller coaster and like it sinks up, like I was like, oh God, this is getting worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean?
I thought it was neat that she saw what the last person that was down there went through, so she knew what she was in for.
Oh, that's even worse. Yeah,
that was my big thing.
As soon as they got her down there, I think I turned to you and I was like, so the rest of this movie's really dark, right? This has not been a happy time so far, but I was like, oh, she's not getting out of there.
Yeah, no, my notes just say, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, because she was very nice. Like, you do like that character. They did it, like, she's sweet.
I mean, she was kind of a dum-dum for,
She's caring.
Why did they stay in that house for so long? So I guess she's trying to help her friend. All right, we're gonna take care of these bodies. But you're not gonna clean it. Like, that house was covered in blood. Why were they hanging out there? I thought that was odd.
Because she didn't know what to do. At
Yeah,
first
they
it
just
was,
freaked
we're gonna
out.
bury the bodies and then clean the house, but then the mom was still alive, and so she was trying to help her out, and then Lucy kills the mom, and it just got crazier and crazier, and then Lucy dies, and she's like, well, at that point, what do I do? She called her mom, but that was it.
Her mom didn't seem very nice.
Yeah. What a weird, moment,
You think I don't think about all those things I did to you? I'm sure you do, but you suck. I don't know.
I forgot about that part.
You guys want to do ratings?
Sure. Let's start down on your end, Josh.
Okay. I'm gonna give this movie a 9.25.
You can't do that.
Well, I did it. I believe it's a very, very good horror movie, near perfect. There's only a few things, we didn't have time to get into details, but I think technically it's a really well done movie, and it's brutal. It's brutal. Do not watch on an empty stomach.
I haven't eaten all day. I watched it this morning.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna give it a 7.8.
Oof.
Alright, so I liked this movie, but it wasn't super tight, especially. I don't know, when you get into the second half and stuff. Like, I get the reasoning behind it and I like it, but I don't know. That's what I think. 7.8.
Okay.
And the acting was incredible. The effects were excellent. I heard there was some CG in there, but I didn't see it. And green screen use, but I didn't
It may
notice
have
it.
been with the flaying at the end. Because I mean, it was probably a full body suit practically. But
I mean, that's what they used for the scarred woman.
yeah. Well, yeah, you could see that. But I just feel like to keep her constantly moist in a full body suit would be.
Mister.
Cut. Misters.
Corpse
come on in.
mister.
Yeah, no,
Corpse
that makes
mister.
perfect sense because they didn't have
Actually-
it on screen for too long. You just
Right.
people come in, missed it. It's all good.
Dude, you could see like the veins and everything.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
pretty dope.
It was good. I like that scene.
Yeah, I like the whole movie,
And it's kind of
I'm
like her
surprised I
suffering
didn't
is
rate it
over,
high.
finally.
but I never know until the numbers come out of my mouth. John?
8.4.
Holy crap! I gave it the highest rating.
This is something I feel like you would. It's right up your alley. I liked it a lot. I always have a little bit of trouble with subtitled movies because I don't like having to read words.
Yeah, who likes words?
Stupid American.
I hate dubs too, though. So
Yeah,
So you're in
no
just-
dubs.
You got no luck.
Too bad that the American version probably sucks.
Well, yeah, because it's a complete remake.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dub would be like, but I don't want to see
Good
it.
film, definitely entertaining. Weird, out there, violent. Made me feel vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, it did its job, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question before we end? Do you think that your low ratings are based on problems with the movie or the visceral feeling that it gave you?
Definitely not the latter. I'm not your sister.
Jack?
I don't know. Maybe a combo of the two. It was very sad. And they, the bad guys essentially got away with it.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
on that
just
note,
like real life.
thanks for watching, guys.
This is Midnight Media signing off.